Back for another Sunday evening live here. Just going to set you up. Getting set up here a little bit. There we are. So, thought I'd start a little bit early because I lit the charcoal on this little cast iron grill, and I got the perfect bed of charcoal just glowing right now. Perfect to throw a little snack on there. Let me brighten that up a little bit. Sorry, all these little adjustments there at the beginning, eh? There, I think that'll work. All right. Before we get something on here, let's crack open a beer. Now, this is the Bannockburn Scottish Ale from Bad Apple Brewing. They're located just north of Grand Bend on Lake Huron. There's that beautiful sound of cracking open a beer. Got some nice color of that one. Cheers, everyone. Oh, wow, that's good stuff. It's kind of a caramely kind of taste. Malty, caramely, a little bit of sweetness. Very smooth drinking. Very nice. A little bit of bitterness in there. All right. Let's get set up here a little bit. All right, so I recently cooked a brisket. So I got some leftover brisket, believe it or not. So I thought I'd make us a nice sandwich here on this tiny grill. Well, not us, but me. So, and because this brisket was so tender, what I'm going to do, I'm going to put the brisket in some tin foil. Because I don't want it to fall through the grates here. Nice, generous amount. And of course, the reason why we cracked open the beer already, I'll pour a little beer in there. You know, got to keep the meat moist in there. Try sealing that up a little bit. That should do. Yeah, we'll throw that over here on the side. Just like that. Got my plate here. While that's on the grill, I'll toast the bun. Oh, we got the tavern in the house. Yep. Hi, Wayne. Nice to see you. Yep. Tavern 53. Go check out his channel. He's got a great live that he does every week. I frequent it quite often. Usually every Thursdays. You can check him out. Just a bunch of guys sitting around, drinking some beer, talking, you know, Kind of like what we're doing, but with more people. All right. Get a little toastiness going there. Do the upper side of the bun. Yeah, I find you got to start with the bun. Toast the bun properly. Before I start doing something else, I don't want this to get away on me here. It's a perfect little grill for stuff like this. Beautiful day today. Beautiful weekend. Sunny. Well in the, I want to say mid 80s, almost 90. It was quite warm. It's still quite warm right now, actually. Ooh, almost a beautiful toastiness to that. Ooh, that's perfect. That's the thing with this tiny grill. I can just take my time and get it just right. Look at that. I'm going to pull that off. I'm going to call that. Put that a little bit more. Starting to smell that brisket. It's warming. Maybe I'll flip that. Oh, yeah. Perfect toastiness there. Okay, so I got a little bit of mayonnaise in a bowl here. And I got some ghost pepper and garlic hot sauce. I just love this stuff. As you can see, it's almost gone. Very potent on its own, but I find if I mix it with a little bit of mayonnaise like this, it makes a really great aioli. And of course, I can control the spiciness, put as much or as little as I want. Mix that up. Does that grill give off good heat? Actually, not a lot of heat, only because I can't fit a lot of charcoal in there. I think it would be difficult. I mean, you can do it, and I have done it. I can grill a steak on here. Just takes a little bit longer. Can hear the juices from that brisket falling in the coals there. Reason he's asking is it would be good for your winter shelter. You're right. Or just outside the door, or put it just inside the door, but keep the door open. But I do have the wood stove, and I'm going to get that hooked up. And probably with these live streams, probably sooner than later, get that going. Because we're going to get some fall weather. And probably the wind is, the cold I don't mind so much, but it's the wind. And you know how those fall windy days happen sometimes. And if we're doing a live like this, it'd be pretty difficult to hear me or even do anything with if the wind blowing like that. All right, we'll put some of this mayonnaise with this hot sauce and spread it on each of the buns here. I just love doing this. So tasty. I got some fresh cut onions here. Put that on the bottom. Nice layer of fresh onion. So I got that onion, the garlic, the spiciness. Now I got my brisket slices here. Let's see if we can take these off the grill. Feels like they're pretty warm. All right, let's unwrap this package. Oh yeah, got some good steam coming off of there. Oh, the smell of that. Love it. Boop. Like I say, this is the most tender brisket I've ever done. It's just falling apart. I cooked this brisket low and slow on the Kamado Grill for about 16 hours. I'm telling you, it really paid off. All right. Here we go. Maybe I'll pull you a little closer here. Now that the grilling's done, and just raise you up a bit. See all these things you don't see when it's an edited video. Sorry, just move you one more time. There we have it. All right, let's put the lid on the sandwich here. That little grill would be great for Spam steak. Laugh out loud. Yes, it would be good for that. Cheers to Wayne eating his Spam. It always comes to food, eh? All right, let's take a bite of this. Real simple combination here. I taste that spicy garlic. I love it. Just blends so well with that meat. Nice and warm. Now there's something to be said for fresh onions. Now, I like them both. If we were to compare caramelized onions to fresh onions on a sandwich, what would you do? Sometimes I just love the crisp coldness, the flavor of a fresh onion. But other times, a nice caramelized onion where that sweetness comes out and you get a little bit of sear in there from the pan. The texture is totally different. I'm telling you, that works really well too sometimes. But for tonight, the fresh onion in here is really doing well. So I did that brisket cook. I videotaped the cook, edited it. I tried not to leave any steps out of there. I think it was like a 20-minute video in the end. I mean, I try not to make such long videos, but to me, there was a lot of things in there that I thought was necessary to keep in the video. I hope everybody's good with that. Oh, that's good beer. Just blends so well with the sandwich. So, Bad Apple Brewing, one of the breweries we visited when we rented a cottage a few weeks back. I'm telling you, it's always nice when you bring one home. You start tasting it like this on a night like this, and it just brings you back to your vacation trip. Oh, the trumpet master's in the house. Hi, Luis, my buddy. Trumpet Master's got a great channel, puts out consistent content. I'm telling you, he does some top quality cooks. Great guy. Again, he shows a lot of the steps. He's got a few grills, a lot of different styles, and using a lot of different seasonings, different kinds of meat. I'm telling you, he's a good guy to follow. And he does some lives once in a while. And happy Sunday to you. Cheers. Yeah, that brisket video, I'm telling you, that was probably the best brisket I've ever made. There's really something to taking the time and really getting that low and slow cook. It's taken me a little while to learn from experience, but I'm telling you, the right tool and the right know-how, you can really put out a quality product. And doing a brisket especially, I mean, it's not a cheap cut of meat. So you do want to, follow the video. I'm telling you, such a great cook. But if you don't have a consistent cooker with consistent temperatures, by all means, use your oven. You can also cook a brisket in the oven. It doesn't have to be on the barbecue. I really got to get a fan unit. Yeah, you know what? That fan unit on the Kamado is a game changer. I'm telling you. I didn't know how I was going to enjoy it or like it. It almost feels like you're cheating, but I'm telling you, it gives it a nice, consistent, clean burn all the time. And you probably know because one of your girls is a Kamado, or maybe you got more than one. I don't know. But getting a clean burn is a bit of an art. Just setting your vents, getting the charcoal, because there's so many different factors weighing in for temperature, airflow through your grill, different kinds of charcoal. I mean, what kind of smoke you want. Like, I'm telling you, the temperature controller just eliminates one thing from the equation. I'm telling you, I think I called it the my insurance that I'm not going to go overheating and I'm not going to go under. So believe me, I sleep good through the night and it's super quiet, which I like about it too. Yeah, it's good stuff. Brisket's one of those meats. When you first barbecue it, you slice it, you taste it, it's so good. But when you just warm it up and taste it again, it brings you right back to that first taste you had when it came off the barbecue. There's just something about it. It keeps that consistent flavor. Wow, that's delicious. Well, we are getting some unseasonably warm weather, but apparently that's going to change this week. So probably the next few videos, you'll see me in a sweatshirt. You know, the benefit to having this tiny cast iron grill too, I'm sitting here and I can feel the heat just coming up on like that. Kind of a nice benefit. Yeah, I got some more videos on the way this week. I've been pretty good about making a video and pretty much posting it right away. But this week I got a I don't know if you remember the channel from last year when well, probably wasn't that long ago, but I got my pellet patio heater. Well, I bought a brand new one this year. So I didn't even unbox it yet, but that's something coming up. I want to unbox that. The old pellet patio heater, it was kind of like a fireplace with the glass in the front, and you get the warmth from the front. Well, this one, it's a little bit smaller, shorter, but it has viewing from all sides. And I thought it might work really well in the pavilion if there's a few people sitting around in a circle, and put that in the middle. If it doesn't kick off a lot of heat, at least it'd be a lot of ambiance. But we'll see. I'll put it together, fire it up, see what kind of heat we get, see how I like it. Maybe we'll do a comparison video down the road between the new one and the old one. We'll see. But I am anxious to set that tent up, because there's something about setting up the tent. You feel like a kid in the fort, you know? You going, well, at least when we were kids, there was a lot of woods around, and we'd go play in the woods all day, and sometimes we'd start building a structure, and next day we'd go build a little more, next day we'd build a little more, and you meet your buddies there, and anyway, you kind of build like a clubhouse or something. I don't know. But that's what it feels like when I get that tent going, light the wood stove. Sometimes I have a buddy over, or the neighbor with me, and drink a beer in there. I don't know, just something about it. So I've been pretty consistent on these live streams every Sunday. I didn't know how it was going to work out. I figured it's a time slot that kind of works for me, and I thought I'd just put my mind to doing this, and so far I've been doing this week after week, and it hasn't been so bad, and I'm getting a little better about just talking to the camera. But it is nice when people are joining in. But I have an empty can here. I think most of you know what that means. We're going to load that up into the beer can launcher and fire it into the yard. Yeah. Love doing that. Yeah, I believe Trumpet Master started doing the same thing down there. I saw him do it on one of his lives, pulled out that leaf blower, or we don't want to call it a leaf blower. He pulled out his beer can launcher. Some people blow leaves with it, but yeah, fire that can. Yeah, it's good stuff. Makes me laugh. I know I'm eating in front of you, but there's just some about cooking, having a beer, sitting around, having a chat. I'm telling you, just good stuff. I don't know. You can see I got a few videos. I got my brother Dan over. Him and I are just goofing around. Dan likes to come over and do videos. And yeah, and he likes his cigars. So we've light one up. We've started doing these cigar videos. And been quite nice. It gives us an excuse to hang out. We do our cigar order together, save on the shipping. Then last couple of videos, we did the unboxing right here on the channel. and usually sampled one of the cigars that we purchased to just share with you. And now cigar videos, they don't make any money because the monetization, the advertisers don't want to advertise on content like that. But sometimes it's not about the content. Hanging out with my brother, building those memories, and sharing it with you, that's kind of what we're doing. Oh, good. Gosh, this sandwich is so good. After tasting it, it's so simple with the onion, the meat, the mayonnaise with the hot sauce. I'll call it aioli. But the only thing I would have changed, I would have put more brisket slices on it. Really load that up. But for my final bites here, I'm just going to really spice this up. Oh boy, I put a lot on that bite. Okay. Look at that. Wow, that's good stuff. The grill's still warm. My lovely wife, she's just waiting for this live stream to be over so we can toast some marshmallows over this. Spend some time together. Oh, that's spicy. That was a good bite. So, yeah, the Trumpet Master 77. He's had me on his channel before, on his lives. I thought it was such a thrill to be asked to be on someone else's live. I sent out some communications to other YouTubers, and some of them have already been on the channel. Some of them are going to be on the channel. So once in a while, I'm going to have someone on the live stream with me, and you'll know that when I post the live ahead of time. But yeah, this has been fun. Nice communicating with everybody out there. Well, I think I'm going to wrap this up. Say cheers, goodbye, good night to everyone out there. Thank you for joining, and I love the people in the chat here chiming in. See my buddy Wayne, and my brother Luis from Trumpet Master. You two guys are great for joining in. And if you're just watching my lives, I'll see you next Sunday. Cheers. All right.